Welcome to Do-It-Yourself eLIQUID recipes. I'm John, I'm a flavor compounder, and in this video I will show you a proven method on how to layer your ingredients and get the fullest flavor out of your recipes. I will start with this empty table, and by the end of the video there will be a complete commercial eLIQUID recipe with all the ingredients listed step by step. The only part that we are interested in this video is the flavors. This recipe has about 9% of total flavor, so I will concentrate on that only. For this example, I will make a recipe called soft blueberry muffins. I will start first with flavorous blueberry muffin at 2.5% for the base to get the initial profile. I will put this ingredient into main. This is a nice flavor, but I will say that it has more muffin than fruits in it, so I will need to boost the berry a little. I will use next boysenberry from Flavora again, a very nice and potent berry concentrate. This is going to be used at only 0.5% to bring out a little bit of the blueberries. Next, I need to add a little bit more depth to the crust. We need the dry type of crust, so I will use 1.5% of Capella's sweet cookie. It doesn't have a strong flavor by itself, and it is more of a plain cookie, so it fits here perfectly for this job. Then, to help the mouthfeel of the crust and add some spice in the recipe, I will use 1% of Capella's cinnamon Danish swirl. Now if we take a look at the recipe, we are at 5.5% of total flavor, and we have a pretty decent looking recipe so far. But let's go farther and add a little bit more depth to the berries and fruits. For that, I will use only 1.5% of more fruits because I don't want to over flavor this mix. So for that, I will add next a sweet type of blueberry, and that will be Capella's blueberry at 1.5%. And now we are done with the main base. Now that the mix is at 7% of total flavor, I will go next and add some enhancers to accent individual profiles. First, I will start with some sweetener. Since this mix is already a little sweet, I will only use 0.5 of ethyl maltol. Next, I will boost a little the mouthfeel on the exhale. For this, I will use TFA's marshmallow at 1%. This way, we add a little bit more creaminess to the mix, but without having to add any actual creams and altering the flavor too much. And for the final three enhancers, I will use Smooth from TFA at 0.2% for the triacetin it has, a little bit of Simply Butter from Capella at 0.1% for the texture, and 0.1 of acetylpyrazine from TFA to help with the muffin taste. So now at the end, we have a mix of 8.9% of total flavor. Now that you can see it complete, I will give it a name. And now after this, let's say for example on the right, you could probably also get to a similar flavor by just using 7% of Flavora's blueberry muffin alone. It wouldn't be the best e-liquid you have ever vaped, but you could still call it a decent blueberry muffin. And on the left, you will see the way we got to this flavor. Even though it is the same type of flavor, you can see how step by step you can get to a fuller taste with small layers, even for a similar profile. Now, after watching that, if you're wondering why companies don't do layering themselves, the answer is that they do, like for example Inawera or Flavor Art, to name a few. They have some ready-to-mix flavors like the Shisha line from Inawera, and there is Labyrinth, Joy, Nona's Cake, and so on from Flavor Art. But even with these flavors, the companies try to keep them as plain as possible so people can add whatever personally they think it's missing. Some people will need more fruits in their mixes, and some people will need a bolder crust, so they will leave it plain for people to adjust it at the end. And really, there is no universal way of pleasing everyone. Maybe with only Fuji from Flavor Art being the exception of a flavor that almost everyone likes as is. Now, I hope this information gave you a more clear picture of how to add some extra depth to your recipes and what people mean when you hear them talking about e-liquid layering. If you make this recipe, leave a comment and let me know how you find it, or if you have anything else to say about this video. As always, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.